this week, we learn that Chloe likes CPC courses. I talk about giant worms under the ground, and David says something really funny. We've all sat here for about 5 minutes to remember what that thing is, but we genuinely can't. No idea what he said, but it was funny at the time. But you're going to have to listen to it, and it's hilarious. It was quite funny, wasn't it? Yeah?
I don't remember either.
You don't remember it? Okay. We think it was funny. Something funny was said during his podcast. Maybe. Possibly. We don't know. Let's strap down. Let's strap it in, and let's do this. Shitting Christ. This is the podcast we're doing this week.
This is just another trucking podcast.
Why is there a sock on top of the computer screen?
What?
Why
Tom?
is there a sock, Tom?
There's a sock up here.
It's mine. Jesus Christ. I've been looking for that.
Right. Let's do this. Am I centered or not? Are we happy?
No, not really.
It's fine. I can move you over.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Hello. This is just another freaking. Let me try that again. I can't speak tonight. It's nailed
Hold on.
Nailed
Jesus
it
Christ,
tonight.
really? Within the first few seconds, 2 F-bombs? Come on, remember the rule, all right?
No. We're starting this again. We're starting it. Let me just do over.
Okay, that's 3 bleeps, so fair enough. At least I know what they're going to be at the start of it. You think you're getting a do-over? Not a hope.
I'm going to try at least. Hello, this is Just Another Trucking Podcast. I am your host, Tom, and I'm joined, as always, by my good friends. Are you, though?
No.
Are you really good friends? No, you're not.
I am.
I'm joined by my co-hosts.
Hello.
That's it, just co-hosts.
Not even, okay, I'm just going to say hello. Yeah.
David,
Yeah,
hello.
sure.
How are we doing, David?
I'm great.
David.
Good. Fucking A. We have Chloe.
Hello.
Wow, that was inspired. I feel like I really feel the energy coming off you. And we have a producer.
Go on.
Hello, producer.
Hello, how are you all?
Well, we're very good. All the better for having you.
Oh,
And
thank
the
you very
ability
much.
to research things on the fly and correct things that we say.
Especially
and
me.
I say, well,
Especially
I
Tom
feel
says.
like something's been alluded to, because pre-show what we do is we go through like the topics of the day and what we're going to be talking about, and I give him my topics. David sat there with his arms folded and was like, I'm not giving any topics. I'll come up with one on the fly. Like, and you know what the funny thing is? David was a replacement for Chris, and Chris was exactly the fucking same for doing this. It's honestly, it's like we've replaced one for another. It's a fucking pain in the ass. But I digress.
I personally don't think anybody could actually replace Chris. Chris was a very valuable part of the podcast, and when we all do miss him, so nobody think that I'm actually replacing
Was he
him.
though? I feel like he was just a miserable.
Oh,
Shit, I can't say that word. Sorry.
Bleep that out.
Shit. Sorry. That's another bleep. I apologise. Chris, I don't apologise to you. Call me babe.
I miss Tom's and Chris's banter and arguments.
yeah. We need more arguments.
So, someone sent on the group, I don't know if you saw, someone sent I think it's Jammer actually, sent a book, which was, what was it? Something about being slapped by a salmon.
Oh, do you know what? I
Did you
did
see
see something about this. I didn't actually look at it properly, though. I was just like, what?
Oh, it was so good. It cracked me up no end.
It was
I
a
loved
kid's
it. But
book, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah.
What we were getting to was something's been alluded to at the beginning of this. I wasn't told pre-show. I wasn't able to put on the list of your topic, Chloe, but apparently I've done something wrong.
You have your knowledge.
What have I done wrong?
Well, do you remember we were talking about the trailer that was parked up and then a car went under it?
Yeah.
And your statement was that highway code states that you should park opposite oncoming traffic. Turns out you're fucking wrong, mate. You are fucking wrong.
Really?
You are wrong. You are well and truly wrong.
Did you do this research yourself? Chloe, or did you?
I have
was
done
this
a bit
comment?
of research myself, and producer here is just double checking, I believe, on the fly. And yeah, so Liam Matthews actually messaged in and said, "Sorry to waste your time and ask this, but he's been going over his head a few times, and basically, Tom, you're wrong." So yeah, I thought I'd just bring that up. On the
There you go.
You know.
So I was told by my boss. My boss seems to think the same thing as well.
So I
that
actually
you were wrong,
is this
or that you were right?
Is that my boss thinks that because my boss kind of confirmed it. But is this one of these trucking urban legends where
it must be.
A lot of people believe that's the way it is, but in actual fact, it's not?
So I googled and double checked this because I was like, I've got to confirm this because I always thought you had to park with the flow of traffic, but I thought trucking might be different. So
in America, you definitely have to park with the flow of traffic. I just never realized. Like in Ireland, you just park any direction you can. From my knowledge, like not that I know the law perfectly over there or anything, but yeah, over here in America though, yeah, if you ever see it, like it's not so bad in neighborhoods. People do it, and people, you know, but on the main streets where there's traffic lights and all that kind of stuff, where there's actually parking spaces, yeah, you definitely got to park with the flow of traffic. There you go.
Well, I googled it, and Rule 239 states you do not park facing against the traffic flow.
Which makes sense because then you have to actually to cross oncoming traffic to get back onto your road.
Yeah, and then I thought, well, maybe that's just a car thing, and maybe there's a little bit more into it. But then I researched a bit more, and it came up with parking at night rules. And then it said you must not, bearing in mind, must not is in highlighted, bold, and capitals, park on the road at night facing against the direction of traffic flow unless in a recognised parking space.
Okay, there you go.
Well, there you go.
How much would a ticket cost?
So it's not. It wouldn't be a ticket. What essentially what it's from, again, and bearing in mind, I have just been corrected on something, so take this with as many pinches of salt as you want. But my understanding of it is, it's not, for a lot of the highway code, it's not a ticketable thing. It's if there's if there's been a crash. So say, for instance, if someone crashes into the vehicle,
yeah,
and they say, "Oh, well, it was parked the wrong way. The highway code says he should have been parked this way, and that's the reason why I crashed into it."
Technically, it's an obstruction potentially.
I think that's what it was. But I near where I live, I park against the flow of traffic.
Yeah.
And I did that because I thought, well, as people are coming up to it, they'll be able to see, oh, I'm parked. I'm not going anywhere. It's not like I'm stopped.
Oh, okay. It's pretty obvious that you're parked and not just driving on the wrong side of traffic.
Well, because otherwise people might think that my logic was exactly someone's in the road in front of me, don't pass, and so you might get people kind of stopping behind me and then not able to get out as easy. Would there be more reflectors
on the back of the trailer than the front of the truck?
There probably would be potentially. Yeah, there would be
possibly.
More. Because you got the back lights, haven't you? You've only got little reflectors on the actual skirt, whatever you call it. I don't know, backboard, front board.
Right, but bearing in mind it's a 30-mile-an-hour road and it is an Arctic.
Oh yeah, you'd be stupid to miss that.
Reflectors and all are great, but if you miss a 12-foot high truck, something's fucky there. Let's be honest.
Did I ever tell you the parking ticket I got one time for parking on an on-ramp overnight?
An on-ramp?
Right, okay.
It was in Tracy, California. I was basically waiting for my dispatcher to route me, to tell me what to do next. And he waited too long. It was like 2 hours later. And like, okay, I guess I have to like shut down for the night. And so I'm like, there was like, I don't know, there was like 6 to 8 other trucks just waiting, because a lot of on ramps have a lot of space on the side, and usually it's dirt. But I wake up and I get there was somebody knocked on my door next morning, and it was a cop. I'm like, yeah, what's up? I'm like, you're not allowed to park here. Oh, are you broken down? Like, I think he was looking for me to say yes. Like, and I'm like, no, not broken down. All right, well, I'm gonna have to cite you a ticket. And of course, he didn't actually say how much it was. I'm like, no. Oh, okay, I'm sure this is probably $50 or $60. Like, wow, goddamn, I'm pissed off. So my buddy, my roommate said I got some mail, and like it looked kind of serious. So like he asked me like, "Do you want me to open this to see what it is?" I'm like, and he told me, "Yeah, you got a oh no, what? You got a parking ticket for $439."
Ooh.
Oh my,
139.
yeah. I'm
Wow.
like, God damn it! That like 2.5 days of work for that. You know, it was just.
Wow.
And I didn't know how to really fight it. I just like, okay, there was some part on the ticket where you can kind of argue it, but not really. I'm like, hey, how about you? Like, I don't even know if it goes on my record. Is it part of your driving record? I was like, okay, let me just fucking pay it. Let's just go over and done with. And yeah, it is what it is.
Apparently, in Arizona, all you have to do is it's an online thing, and you've just got to tick a box and say this. I'm not the driver. And then that's it. It just gets dropped.
The fact that the cop actually spoke to me personally, you know.
Oh yeah. Well, if you've signed it, there's not a lot you can do at that point, is there?
Yeah.
You literally admitted defeat there.
Yeah.
I have a question for you guys, and Nessa, you might be able to go and search this. You know, on the services, sometimes as you're coming off the exit slip of the services, sometimes you see trucks parked there because clearly there wasn't enough space.
Well, obviously, all the caravans taken up.
Is there? Because is there a point in which you can park or not, or is it? Well, maybe I
know the answer to this already without searching.
Go on. Okay, go on.
I spoke to truck driver Haley not too long ago, actually, because she was fined for parking there.
Really?
And yeah, she had a fine for parking there because she'd parked after the sign that says motorway rules now apply. So when you go into the services, it says end of motorway rules.
Okay.
So you've got to look at you got to look for them signs, and if you've parked after the sign,
is that
says
potentially
that
the ones with the crosses, isn't it?
It's the
yeah.
motorway symbol with the line going through it. So
because you see it a lot at Lancaster services, where the parked. And you know what? I never really thought to look for that sign and check it. Oh, that's interesting. I just because the other one that you sometimes get as well is when there is a like if the road's been closed or like there's a lot of traffic, like a lot of stacking traffic.
Yeah.
Nessa, traffic happens during the daytime. It's when it's, during the day, there's a lot more cars on the road.
What are you talking about?
Well, I know you night drivers. Sometimes you have to explain what traffic is.
Night riders.
Because I've had it where you've been like, oh, this traffic's been terrible. And there's like 5 cars on the road.
You hit one red light. God damn it.
My evening's ruined. There's so much going wrong tonight.
I'd done a few day shifts with Nolan Transport when I was working there. And by God, did I have a headache by the end of the day.
Oh, God.
Yeah. It's a very different experience.
Holy crap. Everyone says I don't know how you can work nights, but I don't know how you can work days. Drive me mad.
I don't like about
their
nights.
Pluses and advantages.
Yeah.
They do, yeah.
The bit I don't like about the nights is the diversions you get, because obviously a lot of motorways and dual carriageways are having work done.
It is very unpredictable to work at nighttime or on a Sunday. I compare Sundays to the nighttime because of all the closed roads,
really, you have the same
and the diversions and all that. Because those are the best times to actually do construction.
Yeah, it does make sense, but it's like Daryl used to drive double decker up there, and I'm just like, how? I wouldn't be able to do that. It's fucking well high. So yeah,
I will say that the one thing about my truck, because it's height set at 11'6".
Is that all it's set at?
It's not 11'6".
Or is it about 12'9" or something?
Oh no, it's about 11 foot.
Is it really? That's like smaller than the skip lorries.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They're really they're meant to be low as possible.
Wow.
The idea is we're supposed to be getting these things in just about anywhere. I mean, they are designed to be as maneuverable as you can.
No
get them.
wonder you drive like twats then, because your center of gravity is so fucking low.
Nice one, Chloe.
You fucking your traction's there. You're like, I could go around this corner as fast as I fucking like. I'm good. If I literally tried that in a row, I'd be over. Like, I picked up a bin earlier. It was so fucking heavy. I was driving around corners like a grandma. I was literally like 20 miles an hour, just like cruising around this corner, holding up all these people.
There's a couple where we come into the corners and we travel through the corners quicker than the cars do.
Yeah,
like we're catching up to the cars into the corners just because it's a little FM.
Yeah,
because it's so low to the ground, and especially if you've got no weight on, even if you've got weight on, damn thing will go. Like honestly, these little they're like go karts that you can absolutely.
I hauled it was basically kegs, or it was something. It basically was kegs of juice, but they were all loaded all the way down. Like I could load it was really low to the ground. I had never had a load that was that heavy and that low, and I just felt unstoppable. I was like, all those corners that I would always slow down for, like, you know what, there is nothing flipping me over. And and there's nothing inside, and there's nothing that can tip over as well, because they were pushed up wall to wall. There was no tipping of it. Most of my products, when I do have kegs, you got to be careful going around corners, because those kegs are stacked. They're like they're staggered, and they'll definitely fall. Which because I used to deliver them all the time. Now, I will show some pictures of a lot of the loads that I would receive. So the over-the-road drivers who would pick it up in Colorado, they would drop it in Portland, and then I would just come around and deliver it on time. So I'd once I open up the doors, I just see the carnage. Absolutely. Just so much beer destroyed, so many kegs. If they get tipped over, we just have to restack them again. It's just there's not a lot of we can do with the cardboard.
If they pop, do they not explode as well and just go pew?
The kegs out? Or the beer?
Oh, just beers and kegs.
Well, yes, there was. Like the very first time I had beer, I had a snow shovel, because I had to. There was cans all over the ground, so I'm using a snow shovel to actually dump them into a bin. I kept on piercing the cans, and I was just covered in beer. Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I do not miss having like strappable loads. The idea of like going into a corner and thinking, oh yeah, this can tip over, or there's stuff in the back of it. Like the worst thing that's happened to me this week was the shale that the guy was loading today. He was scraping it into this puddle and then lifting it up. So it was like slurry. I opened the back door and like the load started dribbling out. My truck today had diarrhea. Wow. That's the only way to explain it. And I could see it on the camera kind of just dribbling out. It wasn't nice.
Have you had a lot of frozen loads recently as well? I know you probably don't keep them in overnight, do you? But have you had anything frozen?
For that very reason, we don't do that.
Because we have stuff on site, and then like I had a plasterboard one that we picked up yesterday, and obviously it's all frozen solid for the last couple of weeks. Went to tip it, nothing, just solid block of ice. Bang.
Yeah, you've got to watch out for that, because if it's the worst ones are when the back half goes. So
and all the weight's on the top.
Sticks, and so and then you can feel it. You can feel it, and it's not great.
Movement, yeah.
The worst load I've ever had, and I think I might have said this on here before. The worst load I've ever had, and it was out of a quarry near Glasgow, and it was this fancy red dust. It's like almost like vivid red. It's not dyed. It's just the color of the rock,
like red rock. Yeah.
And it was 0 to 2 millimeter. So like dust, like really fine dust, up to kind of like a bit of grit almost. And it was for this golf course for the paths. So like imagine like basically you've got these very green like what golf coursey bits. What's a golf course? The grass.
Green grass on a golf
fairway.
Course?
I don't know. Whatever.
Fringe.
The fairway. There you go. I don't know. I don't do golf.
I do.
I think we've got a producer working out what the actual term is.
What part of it are you talking about, though?
Well, just the green bit. I don't know. But either way, the path.
Just the golf course.
The path. So the path was red. The idea was so you kind of have these two very kind of like clear colours, and it looks really fancy. Anyways, it was a little bit damp when it went in.
Oh no!
And it sat for the entire weekend, and it was -5, -6, something like that. And we think there was about 5 or 6 tons in the back of it, frozen to both the sides and the bed.
Oh
but
no!
Not just a little frozen. The most frozen load I've ever seen. So it took, I think it was either 6 or 7 of us. 6 or 7 of us, something like that, and we had pickaxes, we had bars, we had shovels.
That would have been a fun time
basically.
lapse.
Yeah, that would have been great, wouldn't
it? I don't think it would have done because.
Would you not been there with a hairdryer, just sort of warming it up a little bit?
It took 2 hours to get it out.
Wow.
6 of us. Or 6 or 7 of us, 2 hours.
Jesus.
And that was my first drop on a Monday morning, and I was just, I kind of sat in my truck after, I was like, I might go home.
See, they should have like,
if this is how it's starting, the rest of the week can't go fucking
heated walking floors then, or something. Designed a new heating walking floor, or like that fry spray you can get, and you can spray the edging.
Well.
It just comes out in a big
the
ice
hot
cube.
Boxes?
Yes.
You know the hot boxes?
Yeah.
Do you know how they work?
Actually, I don't
stay
know
hot,
what the hot boxes
but no.
are.
Right, so hot boxes are for tarmac.
Okay.
And Nessa might want to just double check this because, again, I am questioning everything I'm saying, but the hot boxes work on the exhaust system.
Right,
and
they
run the exhaust. Well, so some of them I think have got. Wait, I don't know actually. Nessa,
you're questioning yourself now.
This. Hot boxes. I genuinely am. But my understanding is that they run the exhaust system underneath and through it to keep the tarmac hot.
Right.
I think there might be somewhere.
Sounds plausible.
I'm just waiting for it to load. It won't be a second.
David,
okay.
Are you drinking Prime?
What's Prime?
No, I thought you were drinking.
That's a
Prime,
no.
Then. That's a no.
I don't think they've got.
It's just
I don't
blue.
think they've got
Okay.
Prime out there. I tried Prime this week.
Is it not out there? Have you tried it? Is it?
Yeah.
What is it? Powerade?
It was terrible.
Oh, was it?
It was absolutely terrible. I had the blue one, the raspberry one, and I had a couple of sips of it, and I was like, no.
Wow.
All right, well, this isn't an advertisement. They're not paying us to talk about this. So.
I don't think they need advertising, David. Have you not got them out there?
This is KSI and Logan Paul. This is like...
Oh, those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're basically, they made a drink,
Yeah.
and the kids over here are going fucking mental for it.
Yeah.
They're really taking advantage of their fame.
Oh God, yeah.
Well, just like Mr. Beast is over here too. You know.
Well, apparently, when Asda, well, not apparently, I know because my missus works at Asda, and when they open the doors, there's kids waiting.
There is. They're in Torquay
flying
as well.
in.
Yeah.
They're only allowed one colour.
What?
Per like basically, so that like you have like one blue, one
red, one yellow. Is it something
lime,
like that?
green, something like that?
Oh,
but
yeah,
either way, they're
green.
allowed one of each colour. And that's it.
It's like when we had the toilet roll rations.
Oh no! But they break down in tears. Some of the kids,
really,
like they're crying because they've got some Prime. Like they're going mental for it. Absolutely, you've honestly, David, you've never seen anything like it.
I've never. Oh wow, that is.
You need to. She needs to Google this.
She needs to videotape that.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
You can have massive time
it's
lapse.
crackers. It's
all
absolute
these kids
crackers.
Crying.
Mm-hmm.
So, do we figure it out, Nessa, by any chance?
Sort of. there's different types of trailers. So the towable ones are gas powered, and that's how the tarmac stays heated. But the trailers that are mounted on a lorry, it kind of depends on the trailer. Some of them are through the exhaust.
So you weren't wrong.
System, yeah.
No, you weren't. Yeah.
And some of them are gas powered. It depends on which one you have.
Okay. Because you can get that on walking floors as well,
the 8-wheelers.
Yeah.
Wait, you actually can get heated walking floors?
Well, I don't know. I've seen some like tipper lorries taking the bitumen, whatever you want to call it, and obviously before a certain temperature, you can walk it out, can't you, and get rid of it? But I can't even speak now.
I don't really know, to be honest with you.
A certain temperature it's got to travel at, hasn't it? And 8 hours or something before it goes off.
I don't like the ideas. Don't like the idea of loads that can go off. The idea of carrying cement.
Well, yeah, at least like if yours frozen and you could get at it and it'd defrost eventually, it's not the end of the world. But can you imagine that going off? How expensive? Like, the cement ones. Can you imagine if you broke down and it just stopped spinning? You'd be screwed.
Oh my god, that's right.
Yeah.
Like, is there like a backup? Could you like crank it by hand somehow?
Mate, if it's like the hottest day of the year or something like that, I am not getting out and cranking the fucking truck to make it go round.
Get on top of the roller and just kind of do it
run with
like a treadmill. Like a treadmill. Just keep, you know. But
it's like a giant treadmill.
I know, right?
I feel like we're just a producer is going, and there's this disparity between, like, there's some topics that we pick where I can see her, she's sat there and she's like, well, there's nothing to research. And then there's some, and we had it with previous producer where suddenly we're just throwing shit out, throwing all of these different things out left, right, and centre. And we're like, they're like, which one of us supposed to fucking research? We're now talking about hand cranking and fucking cement mixers. Where do I even Google this shit?
I was listening thinking, cement mixers, I haven't finished on freaking tarmac yet.
I really wish we were. Chloe? Can you draw somebody?
Running on
yeah, that would be very interesting.
That would be great. Yeah.
That'd be a good T-shirt.
Can you imagine if you ran the wrong way though, and you just started pushing it out the back end? Because if you go the wrong way, it just starts coming out, doesn't it?
I have no idea. I don't think so.
Or
really?
I mean, the good news is this week, David thinks you can hand crank a cement mixer. We don't need to work out at the end what we're going to say about you. I already know.
Can you imagine that? It'd be like the most giantest hand crank. You remember the little men on the little go-kart, the push manual fucking things.
Honestly, I don't even like doing the leg winders when they're old and crap. Let alone doing a cement mixer. You know when you get like
we've actually lost it. We've lost it. We should move on.
Fucking shit.
I've just got visions of this giant hand crank. Right, Tom.
It's all. Right, should we
move on? Yeah, because we are getting wildly distracted right now.
Okay, so my next topic, or my topic, not my next topic, but mine. Actually, I will say I have two topics because unlike David's, I actually I bring my game. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Okay, no, obviously not.
I got messaged by a person that I didn't save his name. Martin. Hello, Martin. How are we doing, sir? You did ask me this a couple of weeks ago.
On true form, you're just getting to it.
Well, no, I did raise this last week, but we talked about.
Did we
talk about last week?
I don't
No, it
remember.
wasn't. It was in the list. It was in the list for last week.
Okay, right. We never got to it.
We got distracted with Royal Mail, I think.
Okay,
probably.
I don't know. In fact, I think we just started insulting Jono.
Is this where we got excited by spam and that? Oh yeah, we did insult Jono.
This might be, yeah. This might be. Either way, right. So, it's talking about getting hacked.
Okay.
I think a lot of us have had something that has been hacked at some point, and I was just interested to see what your guys' experiences are with it, and interested in seeing kind of like what you guys do to keep yourself safe.
Okay.
Have you guys been hacked previously? as a starter.
I wouldn't call it hacked. Some people think that you're being hacked, but you're actually not. Because I remember back in the day, this used to happen a lot for people on Facebook. They'd basically get a friend request from somebody who is identical to you. So basically, one person will set up an account. They take all your pictures, they take all your everything, and then they'll
message all your mates.
It's basically cloning you, isn't it?
Yeah. And there's nothing you can do about it. You really, unless you're going to hide yourself on Facebook, which you can do as well, but that way nobody can find you. Basically you have to be a friend of a friend or something in order to be hidden. But yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Tom. So basically they would message all of my friends, all my people who actually would friend request, because they would send friend requests to them. And then they will ask, start chit chatting with them or whatever as me, and ask for money, and eventually sometimes they get it to it.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I had it with mine, and they cloned me, and they messaged loads of people that I hadn't spoken to for ages, and basically they friend request them, don't they? And then they'll go, "Hi, it's Chloe. I've set up a new account or something," and then they'll go, "I really need a favor. Can you help me with something?" And then they'll lead on with that, won't they? So yeah, I've had that. But mine got deleted. Bastard. My clone got deleted, like literally within an hour of it being made. So I don't know where, they must have caught on or something.
I did have a conversation with him. I ended up friend requesting him, and whatever. I was able to chat with him and he was basically saying that I wasn't who I was, and it was just like, oh, this is actually very funny. This is awesome. Keep doing it. This is actually very good content, or whatever.
He was basically saying you were the clone.
Yeah. He was. Yeah.
That's hilarious. That's amazing. That's dedication.
That's a baller move.
Yeah.
That's like I left my Facebook. I checked my Facebook one time at an Apple store, and I never logged out.
Oh no, that's dangerous.
And so a few people had a go. A few at me. One person was nice enough to say, like, okay, so I'm sorry for what I just did, blah blah blah. And by the way, you do have a date with this girl, and you can thank me later. But I will be nice enough to log you out. All right, so no one else is going to do this. It was very funny. Changed my status to gay. That was another one too. So I had to go back to being gay again.
Well, funny enough, the only one I can really think of was I got I lent my brother my laptop, my gaming laptop, for him to go down to London with, and because obviously everything was logged in, and despite the fact I'd fucking lent him my laptop, he then went on my Facebook and started fucking shining me up to everything, changed all my statuses. I was not happy with him. I'll be honest with you. It took a few years for me to be not pissed off him about that. I was fucking fuming, and I still to this day will not give him a device.
Is it petty if I tell you that my ex left his Facebook on my laptop? So I went, "Fuck you," and changed him to female, and just changed all these things. So he kept coming up as she said.
That's awesome.
Yeah, sorry.
I don't know. I think there's
slightly the opposite side there.
Yeah. There's little things you can do.
Producer, didn't you get hacked, or did something happen to you?
I've been hacked a couple of times. I was sick to death of it. Most recently it was my mobile phone, so I've changed my number. So my service provider, who's O2, that account got hacked.
Wow.
So yeah,
that's serious. Drove
me nuts. Drove me nuts.
Sorry, your O2 account got hacked. How does that happen? What are they doing?
Well, basically, they got into my account and started ordering new contracts through my account.
Wow.
Oh.
But the stupid thing is, they are going to get caught because they were dumb enough to put a delivery address.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I think a laptop was ordered and 2 mobile phone contracts.
Wow.
Although, I don't know if you've ever seen, what's his, Mark Rober.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
So he's done a video, and what they do is they'll put a delivery address down, and they'll sit in a car waiting outside. I'm not saying that's what these guys have done, but like some of the bigger ones, they'll order stuff,
so
and they'll sit in a car waiting outside. And do you know you can go on if you see the Amazon guy, you can go and say to him, "Oh, have you got a parcel for this place?"
Yeah.
And you can go and intercept him, and he goes, "Oh, thanks very much." It makes it easier for him, and he can just sign it off.
You know what? Nobody ever. Sorry, go ahead, Tom.
Well, basically, yeah, that's what they do. They'll sit outside and wait for the package to come.
But the thing is, even when there's camera of somebody actually taking a package off your porch, nobody ever gets in trouble for it. It's like it doesn't matter if there's proof. I was like, that doesn't make any sense.
Does it not?
I don't know.
Yeah. At least in America, it is. It's a big problem out there. It's a huge problem.
I like the guy that did a YouTube and then he set up a box with like this thing that sprays out glitter. Is that what you're about to say?
That's who we're talking about, Mark.
Oh, okay, my bad. Sorry.
The
glitter bomb.
The glitter bomb.
It keeps on getting more elaborate.
I didn't know he had a name.
This is the last one he's done. So with this one here, how do you think they got in? What did they do? What did you kind of leave open?
I don't think I left anything open. All they needed was my email address, or my phone number. So as far as I'm aware, as far as I know, it could be somebody I know. If they've got my mobile number or an email address, it could be someone I know.
A lot of people have that.
Know. Yeah,
like I have it. I have your mobile number, and you know it doesn't mean I can go around.
All you've got to do is go on the website. Yeah. All you've got to do is go on the website with either the phone number or the email address and say that you forgot your password.
But then there's some stuff that you got to go through. They'll send you an email, you know, that way, because if they send you an email, you got to log into your email.
But sometimes you can say I can't get onto my email, and then they'll give you an option to email to something else, won't they? But so I
didn't have that. Have you heard of the 2-step authentication or verification or something? I never had that.
I am going to get onto that because I've got some security tips for people, and that's so 2-factor authentication is a big one where basically it sends you an email. So what I do is I use the inbuilt one in Chrome, but the inbuilt password manager. So Chrome, whenever you go to save, you know, when you're on Chrome and it'll say save password. Well, as long as you're logged in, that'll work with all your devices and it'll save your passwords on everything for good. And then that way, all you need is one very secure password for your Google or whatever it is that you're using. And what they say now is, because previously it was all about alphanumeric is what they called it. It's basically numbers and letters and symbols and stuff like that. But what they say now is passphrases. So say if you
like
have
a sentence instead of
exactly. So say for instance, as an example, you could have Just Another Trucking Podcast is the best podcast ever.
Obviously.
So that
because no one's ever going to say that.
Well, because it's so long, there's no way you can crack it. And so you can have like a really long passphrase, and basically you can skewer. Basically, you skew. Again, there are other services like this thing. There's Dashlane. I think is that one of them.
Right.
It's not a sponsor. It's just one I do hear about. It's basically password managers.
NordVPN does it. There's a bunch of crowds who do it.
Exactly, but basically you get a password manager. I would say if you're using Apple, I think that one does it all in system. Google again, Android, that all does it in system. I think Samsung has their own version of it.
Yeah, Samsung does as well. Yeah,
where basically they can kind of store it all. But the idea is, and what you can do is like with stuff again like Google, they'll have suggested passwords. And so you can actually suggest it. So I get it to suggest a ridiculous password that there's no way it will
I like to just use password, but every second letter is capitalized.
You've just given it away to everyone.
I use that for everyone.
Horrifyingly insecure. Don't use password. Any combination of it. 2-factor authentication.
My PIN number is always 1234.
Exactly.
So I had a little bit more. I guess it's not online. It was someone that I lived with at the time, like a roommate, and she'd managed to get all my details and try and get car finance out, and wrecked my credit rating. Because luckily, because she couldn't authenticate it properly, or she didn't confirm it, she managed to get a phone. She tried to get car finance out and then credit cards as well. And luckily, one of the credit cards turned up, and I was like,
living with you.
Yeah. So one of these credit cards turned up, and I was like, well, I've not ordered this. So I was like, where's this come from? She was like, oh, I don't know. Like, obviously I'd accepted it before. So I rang them up and then discovered that it was a certain email address that wasn't mine. And I was like, well, that's not me. So I cancelled that. That was fine. And then I thought, right, I'm going to check. So I went on my credit score. This is when I started checking my credit score and went, well, hang on a minute. There's about another 3 credit cards here. So I rung them all up and cancelled it. And then there was one like for car finance. And I was like, well, this isn't right. So I rung them up. But of course, I couldn't get them all struck from my records. So my credit rating just went really bad all of a sudden.
Surely, if you brought criminal charges against her, could that not have been cleared?
I probably could, but by this time she'd moved out and it just wasn't worth it. I just was like, everything's cancelled now. I've got no way of proving it. It just is what it is.
The impact, though, that could have on you could ruin your chances of buying a house or anything, couldn't it? It's massive what it can do to you.
I mean, it's so lucky that I just figured it out so soon.
Not what could it has, what impact has it had?
Well, it did.
It actually?
It did.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't get credit for ages because she tried to get so much, half of them got declined. So then it just affected me because I had so much. Because obviously, every time you get a decline, it goes against you, doesn't it? And even though I tried to ring them up and be like, "Well, can I strike this from the record?" The insurance, the guys on the for the car finance were like, "No, you tried to apply for it." I was like, but I didn't. That's the thing. And then I had to try and prove that. And they were like, well, we can't strike it. You got it for like however many years. So it's only just now, the last year or so. It
lasts for 6 years.
It's only the last couple of years that it's actually started turning around now. And it's gone, you're all right now. It's all good.
So what's a terrible credit score and what's a fantastic credit score over there?
So it's up.
Well, our credit scores are based.
Is it a number?
It's out of 1,000. I think if you're over around 500, you're doing okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're okay. I was just curious. Yeah, I never heard. In America, yes, I've heard of credit scores and all that kind of stuff. But I never heard about it in Ireland. I don't know if they do use it. I actually have no idea. I didn't really live there as an adult, So, ours is like the max. I think is 820 or 850, and the lowest is like 450. I'm like, what weird numbers. It
is random.
Who chose that?
700. Yeah, it did used to be, and then it went up to 1,000. So I don't know why they've suddenly changed it, but it is what it is.
Yeah. So what do I do to prevent people from hacking? I don't know, just your usual passwords. they're not too easy, obviously. You know what I mean? Obviously, it's not password. You know what's funny? Do you have to enter a PIN number if you want to pay for something? A lot of times in England, you have your PIN number.
Only if you're paying in like a shop or something.
Yeah, what's funny? Go up behind someone and go like, "Oh, your PIN number is 1234." First of all, they're going to get pissed, and then you realize, "Oh wait, that's not my PIN number." You know what I mean? It's just, I used that all the time to people.
So you just go up winding people up.
Yeah.
We went to a hotel just recently, and the hotel does this thing where you have to prepay £100, £50 per person,
right,
as a security deposit. I think it was a bit of a kind of party hotel. What's what we figured out afterwards, anyways.
Right.
But on there, it said we do not accept Starling, and I'm with Starling.
What's that mean?
That's my Starling's just my bank.
Okay.
I've got like one of these.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
a bank.
It's like an online bank basically.
Oh.
And I was like, I was a little bit offended almost, and I was like, well, why the fuck wouldn't they? Is it? I'm basically saying that they think it's shit. I realised afterwards that why. It's because of the security systems on it.
Right.
So whenever I get something through, so if you go and buy something online,
yeah,
I have to go onto my app and I have to accept it.
But I've got to do that with Lloyd's.
Well, I know, but I can also go and cancel pending transactions.
Right.
Which is what they do on.
So it's more like a credit card
as a pending transaction. And they'll either cancel it or accept it at the end of it, but it's pending, so it's not actually, the money's not gone anywhere.
Okay, so you could have stayed the night, left it pretty early, and cancelled.
just cancelled. Yeah, just cancelled it using the
and
app.
just legged it.
I think the app is too powerful, and they've got no workaround. So I could have just gone on there. They could have charged the money, and I could have gone on the app straight away. Cancelled the pending transaction. They have no idea.
They must have had that a few times then to like
which
make
is
that
why
a thing.
it states. Well, which is why it states we don't accept Starlink because clearly it's
an issue.
That's. Well, I got recommended by a mate, and I will say, I asked him what bank I should go with because I needed a new bank account, and he suggested that, and honestly, he was right. Like it's been absolutely banging. I like having it so that you get security notifications. So if someone logs into your device, I've had it before where someone's logged in on my Google, and it comes up on my screen and it says like you've got a login attempt at this location. What do you want to do about it?
Yeah.
And you're like, no, it's not me, and then it kind of goes off and does whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then what was the other thing? I was going to say something else. Security-wise, I can't think what it was. Someone else talk while I think about it.
That used to happen with Amazon for me sometimes, because I have there's a few people who actually use my Amazon account. That is mainly to use, one, like my son uses it, so he doesn't have to actually pay the monthly fee, so he can get stuff delivered, whatever, right? But I give it to a few people for videos, for TV Prime, and all that kind of stuff. Like I think my sister uses it in Australia. She uses my Netflix. Basically, I just try to save everybody some money.
Works in Australia as well as America.
Excuse me.
Your Netflix works in America and Australia.
Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah.
For
now it does. Yeah. If you ever like of course, you all know about the whole VPN thing. If I want to watch on Australian stuff, I just have to change my VPN. Yeah.
But I mean, like, if she logs into yours, is it American or Australian?
No, it's Australian. It's wherever you are.
Okay.
It's like Ireland. Russia, whatever it is, you'll only log on to their to your wherever the internet says you are, basically.
I just thought it'd be quite cool if she got like American stuff in Australia.
You can if you change your VPN to America.
Yeah, but you got to change the VPN, which I have no idea how to do. So
yeah, well, if you download NordVPN, if you use the promo code David and sorry, I'm not. This is not a really. The one of commercials that NordVPN has.
For a second,
I thought I got really excited then.
I was thinking, wait, have we gone up market?
Not us, only David.
The only other thing that I was going to say, we'll leave this topic at here with this. When people send you links, just be critical of it.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who it is. I always question it, and I always, as well as that. So I'll if someone's like, they'll say, "Hi, have you seen this?"
Is this you?
That's a red flag. That is, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, because
is this you? Those ones, yeah.
The problem is that they've got a set script and they know what most people will reply, because most people reply, "What me? I'm not clicking on that link," and they'll still have like an automatic response. Whereas if you ask them something like, "What's the capital of France?"
Yeah.
And so you'd ask them something that's not what they would. It means that if it's a bot or something like that, it won't know what to reply. Because it doesn't know that it needs to go and look up information, even something as simple. And don't get me wrong, there will come a point where, it won't take long, I wouldn't think, where even that will not be,
It is very clever, because if you click on the link, all right, is this you in this YouTube video or whatever, right? So you click on the link, and like, of course, normally most people watch their YouTube on the YouTube app, but it'll send you to the YouTube, what it looks like, the youtube.com. So then you got to enter your password and your username. So you're entering the password and username, and you're just sending them your information, and there is no video. So that's how a lot of the time how they get it. My dad actually.
I'm going to be honest with you. I've never clicked on one of them links. You know what? I've not had security. Like, I've not had any security on my computer for nearly 20 years.
Now you do.
No virus. No, I still don't.
What? Just because you don't click on things?
Because
What do I use?
The places that you'll get viruses and stuff like that, the main culprit sites, because people always think the place you're going to get viruses is a porn site. In actual fact, in list order, the main place you will get viruses or scams is Facebook. Facebook is the worst, categorically. Second, weirdly, is religious sites. A lot of scams that go around on like a lot of like religious, like Christian, Muslim, like Jewish, like they'll be like they'll kind of target them demographics. I'm assuming maybe because
be careful, Tom.
Well, no, just I don't know, maybe like kind of like that in a Christian
Where are
sense.
we going?
Like it's that kind of like people are more willing
Trusting.
to help others.
We love all our
a lot
listeners.
more trusting.
Yeah,
Well, it's got nothing to do with religion like that. It's just more that's all the ones that.
but there's a
quite
lot of
bit.
like I've noticed the Bitcoin ones on Facebook. They'll go, such and such. And there was one the other day like Elon Musk has just released this amazing thing, and no one can believe it about this Bitcoin, and it's bollocks. Absolute bollocks, because they go and get you to sign on.
The second I see the word Bitcoin, my brain just switches off.
Have you seen how much Tesla's worth now?
No.
All right.
What is it? Gone up
Well,
or down?
okay, so I don't know. Like ever since Elon started talking about buying out Twitter and all that kind of stuff, like his stock was at, I don't know. Let's just say $400 or 400,000 or whatever, just 400. All right, it's down. It went down to like 104. All right, that's a crazy amount. Like my buddy has
dropped.
Oh yeah, it's crazily dropped.
It'll go back up.
Fingers crossed it will. Like my buddy, he had like $1.5 million worth of Tesla stock. Now he doesn't.
Wow.
You know, it's like I don't know. I had no idea. For some reason, it just blew my mind how crazy.
It's blowing my mind that I don't have a 1.5 million of anything.
Brain cells.
I'm struggling even in that department, if I'm honest with you.
Wow. So does that mean
if I got even half of that, I'll be stunned.
Does that mean you'd go like bankrupt,
Tipper.
wouldn't it, if you just stopped stocking? I don't know.
Stopped stocking. Wait a second. Would he go bankrupt if he just stopped stocking?
I'm trying not
even
to laugh.
as someone who knows nothing about the stock exchange. I know it's on Wall Street in America, but even I know the phrase "stopped stocking" is not anything that you can say. It's not English. What the fuck is that?
Thank God I was muted then. I was howling.
All right.
That was great. I'm using that from now on. I'm writing that down.
Chloe, what is your topic?
She's already done a topic.
I've done my topic.
What was your topic? I wasn't listening.
You're the one who's not done a topic.
Yeah,
I have
David.
a second topic.
What was your topic?
Yeah,
Chloe.
you wanted to talk
She was
about
complaining about me being a dick.
I've done it. What, Tom? Didn't you want to talk about that TV show? Phil?
Yeah, dude.
That was it.
Is that your actual topic?
Well, no. So
seriously, okay. I don't remember Chloe's topic. What was it?
It was the dude's complaint.
It was the guy. I was parked on the wrong side of the road. I said that you should park.
Oh,
on the
that was a
opposite side of
topic?
the road.
Well,
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Fair
used
enough.
it as a topic.
We talked about that for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, but I didn't know it was a topic.
Oh, okay.
We've rambled on for 45 minutes before we even got into a topic before.
Got it. What have you been watching?
So, I watched Tremors. This is not a film segment area, but we will use it as the film segment because why not? Fuck it. So I've been watching Tremors. Fucking love Tremors.
Tremors
I watched
2?
it as a kid. Well, I watched
Tremors
Tremors. I watched it with my kids.
Is this the
they've never
first time
seen
they
it
watched
before.
it?
Who's in that?
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon
Kevin Bacon. That's right.
and
Kevin Bacon.
someone else.
Mainly, it's
But
Kevin
is it
Bacon
Bert?
is
Is
the main guy.
Bert's his name in the film, isn't it? Bert.
Bert.
1 second.
Oh, we've got to Google
Favorite characters now.
Tremors.
Do you Google it? You don't IMDb it? I feel like
Well, if you Google it, it comes up with IMDb.
Bert Gummer.
That's the dude.
Okay, Bert Gummer. Yeah, Bert Gummer. And who's he played by?
Michael Gross.
Michael Gross. That's
Never heard of that name.
He's pretty much he's known for Tremors, but there's like 6 of them now. There's quite a few of them. So watch the first one and watch the second one. I fucking love it. It's so good. It's so tacky. It's so bad, but
It's great.
I just love it. It's so good.
Rotten Tomatoes gave that 50% score, but Google viewers gave it 86%.
Yeah, they're all
honestly
different.
86% is a travesty. That film deserves 100%. It is perfect.
It is a good film.
Every
I do
minute
enjoy
of
that
it
film.
is perfect.
Yeah.
And even has, you know, the young girl from Jurassic Park?
Yeah.
Does it?
Oh,
yes, she does.
With
The blonde one.
The blonde lass. I can't remember what her name is either. Anyway, so we're watching Tremors 2. And
Kate
they
Riley.
get into the... Kate Riley, there you are. So they get into the MREs, the military rations, these creatures.
Oh yeah, this
And
is yeah.
my girlfriend says, well, what are military rations? And I was like, well, it's like packaged food for soldiers when they go out for like days at a time. And she's asking questions about it. I was like, well, I bet I can just order one.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, you
we
can.
ordered a military ration, like a British military ration off
Yeah.
Amazon. And so we ate that this evening.
Is that what you had for dinner?
We genuinely had military rations for
Get
dinner.
on.
I don't know. It's just
What
like
did you
fun-
have?
Yeah, what did you have
so
in it?
So I'm trying to think what there was beans and sausage.
Right.
There was a pasta and meatballs, which wasn't great, and there was like a curry with chickpeas.
Yeah.
And it was all right. It was quite good. It wasn't too bad that there. The food wasn't that bad. The meatballs weren't great. The meatballs, I don't even think they were.
But if you're stuck out and about, they're going to be fucking good.
Well, fact is, I mean, this is for soldiers who are out,
Yeah.
you know, and they've been out tramping around doing whatever like that. But so it comes with other things in there. So it comes with bags of nuts, bags of like fruit. Comes with even comes with like chewing gum.
Yeah.
And but
Sometimes
it comes with
biscuits
these
and then-
drinks.
Yeah.
And there's a lemon drink in it. And like we've been just we kind of this was supposed to be like a fun little thing where we were just like, oh, we're trying all of this. And we had this lemon drink and we drank it like within about 2 seconds. It was amazing. So I've now gone and tried to find more of this lemon drink, and I've found it, and I've ordered like 10 big packets of it. It's so
like little
good.
sachets, isn't it? Is it the little sachet
Yeah, it's like
ones?
a powdered lemon drink,
And then you put it in and mix
so
it.
freaking good.
Is it?
Honestly, I the only thing was I could go and drink another like 5 more of them. That is the most refreshing drink I've ever had in my entire life.
But they're probably ones that are full of
good.
electrolytes and stuff that is going to really help you like throughout the day anyway.
That one didn't seem to be, because the other ones were classed as energy drinks. Because there was other powdered ones which were classed as an energy drink. This one was just a lemon juice drink.
Okay.
That's all it was. It's so good.
But they're quite
How
cool
much did
'cause-
you pay for that lemon drink, Tom?
It was like, I think for a big bite, it's like 98p or something like that per sachet.
Yeah, I've just found a big 500-gram bag for 98 pence.
I know that you've it was
Prepper's Shop.
preppershop.co.uk.
Yeah,
That's where I've
just
just
found
ordered it from there. It's in Cornwall, apparently. That I can go and pick it up for free in Cornwall. But otherwise,
That's a
I'll
long
go pick
round
up
trip.
for you.
yeah. Otherwise, it's a £5 to deliver it. I was like, I think.
Do you know there's a
cheap.
Tremors TV show?
Yes,
Is there?
I have seen it.
Yeah.
There is a Tremors TV show, and it's great. And
Like old or
We're gonna
new?
And there's a movie.
2000s?
There's not a movie. Obviously, there's a movie. There's a 2018 movie too. That's only a few years
There's a
old.
2020 movie, mate.
Is there?
Oh, there is.
No way.
Shrieker Island.
Oh yeah. They kept making them, and they get steadily worse, and they're all the better for them. They are perfection. Perfection.
What's the series about then? Is it literally just How can you make it into a series? That's amazing.
Oh,
So the
John
series-
Hedder's in it.
So the series is about we're going to talk about Tremors now.
Does Kevin
right?
Bacon come back in it? Why is Kevin
In the
Bacon's Tremors
2019
TV show?
movie.
Let me just briefly
No.
explain. Right, if you're wondering what Tremors is, and you sat in your cab and you're kind of going, "What the fuck are they talking about here?" So this is like a 1980. Was it? When was the first Tremors out?
1990.
It was
1990.
1990.
1990.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's about a underground worm that's massive and
Massive.
supposedly the director was on a camping trip and they're on these big boulders and he was wondering, wonder what happens if there was like almost like sharks under the ground, like it could pop out and get you. And so that's basically the premise of it. It's like things can like pop out of the ground. If you're on solid ground, imagine actually, what the kids play, The Floor is Lava.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like an early version
You
of The
could
Floor
do
is Lava.
Tremors.
That's the basic. Yes, that's the idea of it.
That's amazing.
And then the second one they evolve, and the third one they evolve again.
They evolve again. What, from the T-Rex things?
Yeah, they turn into, and I'm not joking, ass blasters.
Oh my god! I actually have seen that one. Then yes,
yeah.
I have seen that one. That's almost
It's
as
so
bad.
good.
Have you seen the tornado shark or whatever? Sharknado.
Oh,
Sharknado.
Sharknado. It's on that level. It's on that level. But so there's one in the first one. The two main characters.
Yeah, Valentine and Earl.
So, but they're good. But the standout character is Burt Gummer, when basically he kills one of the things, and it's just phenomenal. And it just feels like it needs to be more about him. And then the second one, they're like, right, well, let's do a little bit more Burt Gummer because he was good in the first one.
He was the hero.
And in the third one, they're like, let's just have Burt Gummer. And that's it. That's it. And that's I believe he's in all of them. Is in the series as well.
Is he actually?
The series, yes. The series is about there's one of these things that doesn't evolve, so they just live with it.
Really?
They just live with it, and it just kind of it's like it's
what, like a pet?
Yeah. Well, a pet that can kill you, yeah. But
oh, so not
kinda.
like in the house or anything then? Like just literally live with it. That's what I thought you'd go with.
No,
like you got Ghostbusters. You got Ghostbusters where they've got the little pet ghost, the green thing. Causes trouble. Get a little Trevor's pet. It causes trouble in the side.
It's not little. It's like a 30-foot worm that goes under the ground. You can't have this in your living room. It's not going to sit on your sofa and kind of go, "Hey, how are we doing?" Not that normal pets say that.
I'm like, okay, what kind of pet does Tom have?
I don't know. I don't know. It's too late.
You know what movies I watched this weekend?
Goodness. Yeah, go on.
Infinity War and Endgame.
Oh, I love it.
I get addicted to them.
So good.
Portals. The portal scene where he goes, on your left.
Oh my god!
Yes.
Yeah.
So much goosebumps throughout the entire show.
Such a
I
good
just love
film.
it. You know what happens? I'll be on TikTok and TikTok, and it'll show a clip of it. I'm like, I'm just going to watch the movie.
And what I tend to do is I've got an extra step, so I'll watch it on YouTube Shorts, and there'll be like a little scene where it kind of comes through, and I'll be like, oh yeah, that's quite cool. I'll go and quickly watch the YouTube clip of that, and I'm like, well, I may as well watch the whole film now.
Yeah, but then you can't just watch the end game. You then have to go, actually, I'm going to watch a couple of films before and then watch the sequence. That's how I do it.
Yeah. I also quite like I like the Spider-Man one as well, where
multiverse
all three of them.
Yes, that was
right.
Yes, can't remember what it's
Unpopular
called.
opinion. I liked Andrew Garfield.
I had no beef with him.
That was
was
the
very-
very dude, wasn't it?
You know,
I think he should have done more.
He was fun.
Nothing wrong
He
with
was
him.
funny.
Yeah.
He was tall. You know what I mean? I just feel like
Wait.
Tommy Maguire was a bit short.
Wait. No. Back up. So one of your categories for a Spider-Man
He's got to be tall.
So it's forget about the fact that he's Spider-Man. Is he tall?
Well, you couldn't play him.
I could. I'm 6'10". According to what you just fucking said, I could be.
According to the comic books, all right, the ones that I read, I was like, all right, that seems more like him than Tobey Maguire.
Okay.
Well, in the comic books, he was a bit of an asshole, wasn't he?
He was a little bit, and
yeah,
that's why
he had a bit of an attitude to him.
Yeah, and so that's kind of why I thought Andrew Garfield was fine, I like what's his name? The new one. What's his name? Why can't I think of it?
Why can't I?
Tom Holland. I like him. I have no beef with him whatsoever. It's fun. Again, it was just more of like okay. Like how weirded out were you when Tobey Maguire actually shot web out of his actual wrists?
I'm gonna be absolutely honest with you. Until the second one, in fact, when Andrew Garfield came along and he didn't, I was like, "Oh, that's so weird. Why has he got a machine?"
Are you serious?
That's so strange. Well, I hadn't seen the fucking comics, had I?
I've not realised in the comics, to be honest.
Well, it was mainly the cartoons. Where he always had it, but anyway, okay, fair enough. Yeah, I just thought it was weird.
My first real kind of, I knew who Spider-Man was. The first time I really watched Spider-Man was Tobey Maguire.
Have you guys seen Spider-Man Multiverse and Into the Multiverse? That film. Yeah. That's so good. They've got a new one coming out this year.
Which one?
The second one of that. With the Miles Morales and all that.
It's kind of
those ones.
With Spider-Pig.
Yes.
That's the one. Okay.
Yeah. They've got another one.
People kept saying, "Oh, you need to watch this. You need to watch this. Oh, it's so good, and the soundtrack's really good." And when people keep going on, and when you've got everyone telling you to go and do something,
the less likely you want to do it.
I feel resistant, and like, it's so good. It's really this and that and the other, and I'm just like, oh, I don't really care because you're kind of trying to get me to watch this.
I did it with Game of Thrones,
but then my son was like, "Oh, I want to watch this." I was like, "All right, fine, we'll watch it." And I started watching it. I'm like, "Oh yeah, this is actually quite good." And then they were like the trailer for the second one. I was like, "Oh right, yeah, we're gonna watch that in cinema."
Ideal, right? I think we're gonna wrap this up, are we?
What's happening?
Who the fuck is who are you?
What?
Chloe has literally never said that. Somebody,
how many?
Her drink is either empty or she needs to.
What episode are we on now? We're nearly on episode 100. This is the first time you've. Yes, we're on episode 98.
Wow.
We've nearly done 100 fucking episodes of this.
I'm in my fucking pajamas, ready for bed. Look, I've got CPC in the morning.
I had CPC today.
Did you have it today?
And for those American
today and Monday,
CPC means
oh my god,
Certificate of Professional Competence.
There we go.
No, it doesn't.
It's
CPC means that you have to do extra lessons on a Zoom call and sit there and listen to someone, and you have to basically.
we're going into the classroom.
You've got a set. Oh well, that's even worse.
Because then at least I enjoy them.
What?
Is that an unpopular
How can you
opinion?
enjoy them? They're boring.
You enjoy CPC.
They teach
courses.
you what you already know.
Yeah, but there's always something new to learn.
The only CPC course that I think is worth taking is the first aid one.
The
only one.
You know when you
and the ADR.
You know when you're back in a classroom
ADR.
and you get
ADR as well,
get really excited when you know the answer to something, and you're like, "Yeah, I know the answer." And then they go,
"That's because
why is the stop sign the only one with the such and such shape?" I'm like, "I know that because of the snow." And I'm like, "Yay, I'm so proud." I'm such a nerd when it comes to.
Say again.
What?
Why? Is
it's just something you don't know.
Tom looks so confused.
Maybe you should be doing a little more certification, Tom.
You know the stop sign.
I'm not going on a CPC course to learn about fucking snow and
Well, you're obviously not listening, are you? Tom.
Right, go on, tell me.
A stop sign. So why it's got a certain shape, hasn't it? Why do you think that is? Why do you think it is?
Because some wanker decided that's the shape it
so
should be.
You know,
I'm
approaching
really
this junction,
today, by the way.
that if you've got snow and it's a certain shape, you know you got to stop.
Ooh, very good.
What?
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
That's why it's the only. If you look at
and
all the signs,
if it's a triangle, we know
it's a warning. But but then you know if you see one, what is it, hexagonal, whatever it's called, octagonal, I don't know what it is. But it's the only sign with that shape. And the reason why is because snow. If it gets snowed or you can't see it, you can see the shape. See?
Wait. No.
Yes.
That's
no.
true.
It's a true
Because if
story.
the snow, is so deep that it's going up to the bloody sign.
No, I don't
Then you won't
mean
be driving, will you?
You won't be fucking
Exactly.
driving in that. You'll certainly be stopping. All right, okay.
Not
well,
just
it's covered.
hold on, not
Let's
just
see,
snow. Hold on,
that's-
hold on. It's not just snow. It's if you're traveling in the opposite direction. All right, you actually
Yes,
know that
well
it's a
done,
stop sign.
David. Yeah. You're gonna know it's a stop sign.
There we go.
So you're gonna know to
Yeah,
stop.
but why would I need to know if it's a stop sign? If
Because
it's
you might need
traveling
to
in the opposite
stop.
direction.
Well,
But
sometimes.
surely, if I'm traveling in the opposite direction, I've also got a stop sign because you must be coming to a junction.
Well,
you know to look for your own stop sign, then, don't you?
yeah.
There you go. See, I enjoy CPCs. I listen.
All right. So
Honestly,
your
this
homework,
is-
Chloe,
this is
for
broken
next
me.
week. You need to tell us
Yes.
all the interesting stuff that you learned
The worst-
yesterday.
The worst thing
It
is,
will take
Yeah.
about 30 seconds.
the worst thing is the guy that does the CPC. Obviously, I've done all my ADR and everything with him, but my ADR is due to renew this year, so I'll have to redo it. So he always picks on me and he goes, "Chloe, ADR, such and such a question." I'm there going, "Oh shit, I really should know this one, but this one I don't know." Fucking hell. See, I quite enjoy him. Obviously, a very unpopular
So just
opinion.
to be clear, you're the teacher's pet that sits at the front and asks questions just before he's about to go, "All right, we're going to go for lunch," and you're like, "Well, actually, I've got some questions on this, and this, and this," and you're like, "Listen, there's fucking sandwiches over there. They've put these on. I'm going for them. So
This is
either you
probably,
stop
yeah.
talking right now, or I'm going to fucking trample you."
Yeah. Pretty much. I'm the annoying one at the front. Yeah. I enjoy
Fucking
it.
CPC courses, right?
love
Okay.
it.
Well, I've got one for you as well. Chloe enjoys CPC courses. This is going well for me. I only need to have one thing for me, and that's it. We're laughing. Right. Oh shit! You didn't do any housekeeping.
No, I didn't.
No,
I was about
would
to
like
remind you
to?
about that.
Ah, see, I
See,
remember.
she's on it. She's on it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
If you want,
Right.
if you wanted quick access to the podcast, you could go to www.mytruckingskills/JATP.
Well done.
Well done.
So right, but just to clarify, so if people go to My Trucking Skills,
Yeah.
people can listen to the podcast on
They
there.
can find it. Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
There you go. You can also
It's
listen to it on,
advertising.
you can listen to it where you're listening to it right now. That's something that you can do. 'Cause if you listen to this part, you've definitely listened to it somewhere. Also, thank you for watching on YouTube. If you have watched us on YouTube, make sure you subscribe.
Mm-hmm.
Which, surely, if you've got to this point, you've probably subscribed already. If you haven't,
I
fuck you.
bloody hope so.
Like, comment,
No,
and
share.
Reviews,
share
actually,
on all of them.
the reviews on this could actually make or break a podcast. All right, if nobody ever puts a review on Apple Podcasts, that actually will make or break. Because basically the algorithm would only put podcasts that actually have been reviewed up on their little suggestion list. So even if you've already done it before, go onto Apple. Even if you don't have an Apple iPhone or whatever, you can still go to the website or somewhere. But but
Just go and
it turns
review.
out that Apple is the number one you want to go to if you want to leave a review and if you want to actually make us a little more popular. So please, if you would be so kind to just do that every single week for the rest of your lives and leave a review.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It would be very much appreciated.
It would.
Give us some love. We need loving.
And if you want merch,
Hard.
hard. Salmonslap.com. You stopped me in my speech there. You bastard. By the way, why
Right.
don't we do onesies? I want a onesie.
We can do onesies.
Can we?
Yes,
That'd be
that is
awesome.
something that we can do.
Okay, I would love a
I will
onesie.
double check.
How
I'll
amazing.
just double check and make
You
sure it's
lived
still on
out
there,
in your
but-
lorry if you had a fucking onesie, one of our onesies.
I didn't think anyone would get it, so I didn't ever.
If
put
one
it
of
on.
us catch you
Oh,
wearing Just Another Trucking Podcast onesie, we will buy you
Oh, yeah.
breakfast.
How much would a onesie cost one of your listeners?
I will have to research that. I'll find out for next week. No idea. Right,
Check it out on the website.
exactly. Hopefully coming soon. Let's end it there. Yeah, nothing else.
No.
Yeah.
Nope, good stuff. Right. Yeah. Thank you so much for listening. If you haven't listened, how is it that you got this far? But we shall see you next time.
Bye-bye.